That's a great point. Could you read it?
Doesn't matter if you can't read it.
Smart. All right, let's move on to another LEC topic, which is, and I was trying to bring up earlier, the mid-split MVP, which is something that we do here in the LEC. Of course, the official MVP and the all-pro teams, that will all be decided by a whole committee of people at the end. But this is all about us and Twitter. So we had a bunch of candidates already this morning. It was on our graphic. We had Gilius, Bwipo, Reckless, Larson, and Caps. Cadwell, what is your opinion about that field of possible MVPs, and who do you think deserves it the most and why?
It's so hard to say because all of them provide different things to their team. Like,
Yes.
for example, Reckless brings stability. Odoamne was that missing factor that Rogue needed. Caps popping off. Gilius has kept the Miracle Run alive to an extent, in a way. But to me, I think I look at most improved team, and G2 is still the top dog. So Reckless's addition has made G2 adopt different playstyles to a point where they could have a higher skill ceiling. But at this point in the split, I don't see it. The biggest skill gap I see right now is Rogue. So for me, Odoamne is my biggest, or Larson is my biggest kind of MVP. One of those two solo laners has just changed so much in the way that Rogue plays, where there was adaptations from Larson and Odoamne slotting in. I think those two are the people I'm looking at.
The Church of Odoamne, it's taken over. It's
is.
taken in. No, but I mean, it is a fair point. Like, just the amount that he can accomplish with how little he's given is just the hallmark of being a top-class top laner. I mean, the fact that Inspired is just perma-farming his jungle, never coming top lane. Odoamne is 1v2 permanently, but still winning like almost every lane he plays into, and then still having huge impact in the team
I
fights.
feel like the difference is, if you look at last year, Rogue wanted to last pick things for Finn, and when Finn gets a counter matchup, he doesn't snowball it to the point where he has an advantage. It feels like he falls behind in a sense. But I feel like Odoamne just slots in super well. I'm interested to see what LS thinks of Odoamne in general. What do you think of his performance so far?
Odoamne is striking me as like one of the unsung, underappreciated players, that he's so stable, but he's in top lane, and so it's like really, really hard, unless your name's The Shy or something, to get a lot of credit or get noticed. And so Odoamne, I mean, he's doing a lot for Rogue. I mean, it's obviously a very big upside since Finn ended up going to North America, and now he's just pairing very well with the team, and like mentioned already, Inspired is also like having, I think he's the best performing jungler right now inside of the league, and Rogue is just looking scary.
I want to jump in there. I've never been able to kind of quantify, except when I've seen the stats and some of Rogue's games, who actually all are very good, what it is that Inspired does so well that he deserves to be named, in your eyes, the best. Because I'm a pleb and I can't see the game in the same way. So why do you say that about Inspired so far?
I think when you look at options that Inspired has available, right, it's sort of like a choose your own adventure book. Like, what type of things can he do relative to a lane state where his champion is, what the matchups are, and what he's supposed to be doing. Inspired typically tends to be making a lot more correct decisions, I think anyway, compared to other junglers in similar spots, right? He doesn't seem to flip that much. I think that, like, as something as super simple as like kiting the camp, it's actually another thing that he does pretty well. And then also, I mean, his champion pool, it's an ocean. It's a Mariana Trench. I mean, and I imagine that it's just going to keep getting bigger.
It's a Mariana Gap, yeah. I mean, I think Inspired, I think for junglers especially, there's loads of key things that kind of overlap in a sense, but are really important factors like efficiency, decision-making, consistency, mechanics, and I think Inspired's got all of them. So, like, for example, most junglers can pick Sejuani, Jarvan, Set, do their job, look for flashy plays on dives, fall behind in jungle, and then just win the team fights, and it's just smite fights, essentially. But it's very hard for junglers to adapt to a carry jungle meta. I think carry jungle meta is what shows whether a jungler is good or not, and it really shows whether that person can be a carry for your team instead of just a tank dog in a sense. So that's what's impressed me the most about Inspired. He can play both sides of the coin, and also his everything that I just said, efficiency, playmaking, decision-making, all of it's really, really good to the point where it's like, it can't really improve. He looks like the best jungler in Europe to me as well, I think.
All right, maybe something to do with